Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja A. This is your monthly tarot forecast for the month of November. This video is for the Sagittarian, Sag Sun, Sag Moon, and Sag Rising. If you feel like what I'm saying is not resonating with you, go on and check out your Moon and or Rising sign, which I do have linked down below in the description box, along with a whole bunch of other videos and a link to my Etsy shop where you can book a reading or purchase some healing jewelry or natal chart reports or numerology reports, all the things, smudge blends, all the good things. Everything's linked down below. This is going to be your typical 4-card spread, looking at the overall energy coming in for you, any challenges or obstacles that you might be facing during this month of November. Because we are dealing with Scorpio energy for most of the month, we also have a card here looking at where we need to either bring in our transformation or start transforming or work on it, whatever. And as always, a quick little soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? Okay, Sag, the first card that I pulled for you guys is friendship, and I'm not going to read this literally like how it says on the card, which is I'm not going to read this as, oh, friends. That's not what I'm picking up on for the month of November. Not saying that your friends won't be popping. You probably be having some good times with your friends during the month of November, to be completely honest, because of this card, but I'm going to read this a little bit more in depth. When I pulled this, I automatically got good vibes, like happy. I felt light in my solar plexus. So if you watch my videos, you know that when I start to feel energy in certain parts of my body, I relate it to whatever that chakra is, and that means that's what type of energy is moving for you guys during this next month. So pop in solar plexus energy, which means pop in self energy, pop in self-love, pop in self-care, pop in self-awareness. You're in a good space, Sagittarius. You have very positive, very abundant, very I don't know what other word I want to use here, but this is a really good energy for you guys for the month of November. I am picking up on the sense that some of you Sagittarians maybe might not have been in the happiest of places. This card popping up here tells me that you've moved away from that chapter, and I know when you move away from feeling those feelings of, you know, sadness, heaviness, anger, depression, whatever it was that may have been ailing you before you hit your birthday, is not something that is lingering anymore. It is something that you are actually removed from. You do not have to worry about those things coming back to affect you or coming back to trigger you. So long as you have done the work that needed to be done, don't get triggered out there and be like, hey, you said, I said, as long as you did the work that you was supposed to do, okay, Sag? But where you're at right now, the space that you're in, this is where you're supposed to be. It's supposed to be light. It's supposed to be happy. It's supposed to be fun. Friendship is the energy here. So the month of November for you, it is very important for you to focus on positivity, okay? Not saying that you don't have it around you, because I actually pick up on you do have it around you. But we also got hella retrogrades happening. We also got an election happening at the beginning of the month. Praying. I dropped the card on that. Praying for all of us. You know, it's some crazy energy. We in a pandemic still. It's some crazy energies happening that could easily take us out of that positive headspace, okay? So for you, Sag, despite everything going on in the world, this is not to say be stupid. This is just to say, despite all of the heaviness that is hell year 2020, you have to remain positive. You have to continue to look at the good things that you have transpiring in your life right now, because they are good for you and it is meant for you to experience. I get the sense that there's a little bit of, I don't know, like a little bit of guilt about coming into this positive energy. But listen up here. For what reason would you go through a storm to not enjoy the sunshine and the rainbow afterwards? You ain't got to worry about how other people are feeling or how everything else is looking. Like, you do you right now, okay? Don't worry about anything else other than your happiness, because that's what's popping up for you during the month of November. You're happy and you should be happy, and that's what you need to focus on. The next card that I have coming up for you, Sag, is in the position of your challenges and obstacles for the month of November, and you've got the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is not necessarily one of my aw shit cards, but it does come with a little bit of a difficult energy. And I literally just said this. I was like, Sag, you don't have to worry about anybody else. Pulling this card in a crossing position, sword suit is the air element. Air is all about the thoughts, the perspective, the mental, okay? What I get with this card is that as you move into this positive space, into this positive energy, away from the things that were weighing you down, again, there is this grief. There is this, I feel like you are in a space where you might be reconsidering the moves that you made. I am here to tell you, Spirit is here to tell you with the cards, the moves that you made were the right moves. You do not need to go back on them. I understand we still hanging on a little bit of retrograde, but babies, don't do it. Don't let the retrogrades take you out. They not even in your sign. Don't let the retrogrades take you out. Don't do that. Don't worry about what you've moved away from. Understand that if you've moved away from it, it's because you were supposed to. Everything happens in divine timing. Don't be sad about, oh, I had to leave that person, or oh, I had to leave that job, oh, I had to leave that situation. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder if they're okay. I wonder if they still need me. Do not worry about that. They don't. They might feel like they do, but let me tell you something. The way the energy is moving and the way everything is swirling, and like I said, everything happens in divine timing as it should, when it should. The fact that you are already gone means that you were supposed to be, okay? Like, I do not let the retrogrades take you out. And don't allow your thoughts to cloud your judgment. The Two of Swords is having a conflict within the mental. I'm thinking of a different deck. They're not crossed on this deck, but it's a conflict within the mental of decisions that you have to make, Sagittarius. And the decision, you've already made it. So what's the point in worrying about it right now? You don't even, listen, turn this card into an upright position. Get your thoughts together, start to process and understand why you had to walk away from certain situations, and start to accept it. It's one thing to, it's one thing to know I had to leave this because X, Y, and Z was happening. I had to stop doing this because A, B, and C was the turnout. But it's another thing to say, okay, I had to leave because X, Y, and Z was happening, and I am okay with leaving. I am okay with leaving that behind. I am okay with removing my energy. You don't want to be in the space of, I understood what happened, but I'm mad about it or I'm sad about it. That's not where we at. You got friendship, happiness for you in November. You don't need to dwell on the past, Sag. It's time to shoot that little arrow forward, okay? Look, you got arrows. It's arrows. Shoot your arrows, Sag. Next card that I have coming up in your spread is in the position of where you need to bring in some transformative energy. And when I tell y'all, this is a very powerful card in this position. You got the High Priestess, okay? Now, y'all know the High Priestess is my favorite card. You know, I haven't seen the High Priestess in my readings a lot lately. So thank you, Sagittarians, for bringing this card out, which means that you have some really dope energy to come in and to work on for this month. The High Priestess is all-knowing. The High Priestess has wisdom. The High Priestess has intuition. The High Priestess understands herself and understands her interactions with everything. And that's people, energies, places around her, okay? You got the High Priestess and where you need to bring in some transformation, what is transforming for you. Sag, whatever you just walked away from or whatever you just came out of is major. That was a major life cycle type of shift. That was some karmic shit. And whether it was good karmic shit or bad karmic shit, it was karmic, which means that whichever way the wheel turned, you were supposed to shift your energy from that situation. And Sagittarius, you have. That's why friendship is coming up in the position of your overall energy for the month of November. It's saying you have done the things, you've gained the wisdom, you understand the things about the self. And so now you're in a position to where with this popping up in this Scorpio transformative energy, this is saying, Sagittarius, accept everything that's happening. Accept that you had to do the things that you had to do to get yourself to where you are now, and understand that where you are now, Sag, is where you are supposed to be. The High Priestess is confirmation. Everything that has transpired, every little step you took, you were supposed to take it, and where you are now is where you're supposed to be. The High Priestess comes in with major confirmation. It comes in with, this is a major arcana card, but this is, personally, as a reader, this is my favorite card. This card carries the most energy in this deck for me, maybe aside from the World and the Wheel, not in this deck, in tarot for me, aside from the Wheel of Fortune and the World, I would say, and like my personal cards. But You have the High Priestess in the middle, which means Sag. This is a time for you. This is your time. The time is now. There's no need to be dwelling on anything that has transpired. Anything other than the lessons that you gotta apply to proceed. Okay. But you don't need to hang on to that baggage. You didn't even, listen, you are a Sagittarius. Y'all are adventurous. Did you even have a bag? So why are you hanging on to this shit? Don't worry about it. Worry about you right now, because that's what's important, okay? You in a popping space and popping energy, and that's what you need to focus on. And then coming through with more confirmation is your last card. This, now I'm talking about the specific deck. This is the Nature Nurture deck. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. You know what? Yep, Nature Nurture by Marcella Kroll. I've got all my decks linked down below, by the way. This card is actually the reason why I purchased this deck. I went through this deck in a store, and I saw this card, and I was going through a time where labyrinths were really important to me. I mean, my logo is a labyrinth. You guys, come on. So I bought this deck. It's my favorite card in this deck. And so with that being said, you have really good, and then now my heart chakra is happy. So you guys are in a space that is just really popping, and you've got the labyrinth. This is the card of the journey, and it is peep game. I know there's a glare there, but I know y'all can see the word and the number. The numerical energy with this is 22. What are we in? A 22 universal year. We're about to wrap it up. You are coming into your year as we wrap up the 22 universal year. So you are not seizing, but you are seizing the day. You are taking that energy and making the most of it. The labyrinth, if you know anything about labyrinths, they're a meditation tool. If you walk a labyrinth, it looks like a maze, but it's actually not. It is one pathway into the center, and you're supposed to think, meditate, do whatever you do on that little path. And once you get to the center, you come back out and you follow the path back to the outside. So what's happening? And then you got the High Priestess here, okay? More 2 energy. And 2 is the master builder. So you are in a space right now to where you are building yourself up, to where you are really living your life so that you can learn, so that you can grow. And the experiences that you're getting ready to have, especially during this rotation around the sun for you guys, are going to be very positive, or they're meant to be very positive. You just have to come into a space to where you don't feel guilty and you don't feel bad about what you had to walk away from in order for you to bring yourself into these spaces, okay? Y'all got popping energy for November. I am happy for you, Sag. I hope you guys enjoyed that spread. That is your reading, and I will catch you next time. Peace.